I am just figuring this out, so if you'll bear with me for a second. Just trying to see. I think this is supposed to be broadcasting on my channel too, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna check that out for a second, and then hopefully we'll start getting people. No, it's not. How do you make that happen? Hi guys! Yay! How you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. I decided to start a little bit early. Oh, but I guess it's 4 o'clock. There you go. I was trying to start early because I'm absolutely clueless as to what I'm doing. Have you guys done this before? This is my first time. I'm so clueless. I heard that there's a way to make it air on your YouTube channel, but I can't figure out how to do that. So, work in progress. So, what did you guys want to talk about? I'm not even sure where to start. I had like a list of questions and then I lost it. But in your guys' opinion, like what's your favorite thing that I talk about on my channel? Let's start with that. What do you guys like? What's your favorite subject matter that I do on ALifeLearned? I'm curious. Please share. What do you think, the Duke? Thoughts? Connor? Ideas? There's so many little notifications at the top of the screen. It tells me, say hi and welcome. Hi and welcome. So many things. Yay! Well, I'm glad there's more than one subject. That makes me happy. Some people only, come for one particular thread, but I do tend to touch on different subjects. So, yay. When I first started the channel, I actually didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of like, I want to help people. I want to talk about stuff. But I didn't really know what. And so if you go back to my really early videos, it's kind of hilarious, some of the early ones. I actually deleted one of my earliest ones. Only people who subbed to me before 50 subscribers got to see that one. And it was animal facts. I was so embarrassed by it, I ended up deleting it. Don't know how I feel about it in the end. Yeah, it's one of those things as a YouTuber, you're just like, I don't know. Ooh, it says a new person is watching. Who is the new person? Hello, new persons! Welcome! Please feel free to ask any questions you'd like about my channel, ALifeLearned. If you're not familiar with it, it is YouTube/ALifeLearned. In terms of the URL, I talk about mental health, social stigmas. I really like to focus on inequalities. That's a big subject for me. And I kind of, I don't know, branch out into like advice and random stuff. How did you come up with the channel name? Oh, that's a good question. Thank you so much for asking that, Connor. Well, when I first, this is actually a fun story. If you go to the URL that's associated with my channel, you'll come to learn the original name of my channel, because you can change it, right? I think up to like 5 times. And so when I first opened the channel, it was actually called Random Life Wisdoms. Is that not awful? I mean, what I was trying to come across with was the idea that I want to share things that I've learned in life. Things that I feel that might be helpful to other people. And I couldn't come up with an idea for that, so I thought, wisdoms, random wisdoms, sure. And then I just really hated it. So right before I actually released my first video, I thought about it, and I was like, no, it's about sharing things I learned in life. So why don't I call it ALifeLearned? I now kind of wish that I had have called it A Life of Learning, so that it sounds like more progressive, like ongoing sort of thing. But all my URLs are ALifeLearned now. So I didn't want to like change my Twitter and my Tumblr and my Facebook and all of that after it was like after 5 months that I had been like, oh, I should have made it ALifeLearning. So after that much content creation, I was like, I think I'll stick with ALifeLearned. In the end, the idea is I want to convey that I'm sharing things that I have learned in life. So yeah. That's sort of the concept behind it, and it was sort of a progressive thing. I think a lot of people tend to change their names over time because they're like, that just doesn't suit what I'm doing anymore. But I really feel ALifeLearned is pretty broad, so I don't think I'll be changing it again. Thank you so much for that question. That was a great one. Any more? Anyone? I'm all excited. What's the topic for my next video? Well, funny enough, it's actually a blooper video coming up this weekend, so hopefully you guys will get to relax, and instead of like thinking deep like I do with a lot of my videos, you can just laugh at all my screw-ups, as I say. It's been a long time coming for that one. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited. Man, do I... Whew, sailor mouth comes out. When I'm doing bloopers, I cuss a lot. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. I hope you'll like it. That's actually why my hair is all silly like this. I bleached my roots, so I'm going to be doing it purple tonight. And then I'll be recording the little intro for that tomorrow and hopefully releasing that on Sunday. It'll be a good laugh, hopefully. Yeah. So, and then after that, actually, I already have the one after that planned too. Sort of related to something that you commented on my channel, The Duke. I really appreciated this comment you made where you said that you would be willing to, you know, click around on some advertisements to help support me, and that was such a kind comment. Like, thank you. That was really nice of you to say. But I really want to talk with as many people in my audience as I can about the psychology of advertisement and how it impacts people, and the main fact that advertisement isn't what it originally, like when it was first constructed as a concept, it was like, here, I have product, come see. Now advertisement is like backstepping around behind your head and convincing you you want something without you ever even knowing it. It's so manipulative, and I really don't like the idea of supporting that, but at the same time, it's really hard for creators to make money these days without doing stuff like that. So I want to make a video discussing that with everyone and seeing how everyone feels about maybe new approaches that creators can take, such as Patreon or something. I don't know. I'm not that big, so I didn't know if Patreon was an option to consider. But yeah, I'm going to be having that after the blooper video, and we can hopefully have that discussion about where I should take the channel in terms of monetization or what have you. Yeah. Subliminal messages. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. And one of the things you see in my description and that I talk about in a lot of my videos is being the change that I want to see in the world. The only way it's going to happen is if you do it yourself and share it with other people. And I want to be about promoting that. That's a lot what my videos are about. And so I feel, I can't just go ahead and say, well, this is the world we live in. I have to go via advertisements because I'm a creator. I don't want to just feel like I have to do that. I'd love to work together with people to come up with a new way for us creators to exist in this economic world without manipulating each other. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. To be determined. And the second year anniversary is coming up soon, which is kind of exciting. That's December 14th, so I'm excited for that one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a video, but it'll be an interesting one. I've been doing a lot of learning about videography in the last year. When I first started YouTube, I was really just about like, I want to share with people. I want to help people with the things I've learned, share with them that they're not alone in their traumas, and that they can help themselves through research, education, blah, blah, blah. But since getting into it, I've come to realize that I love videography. It's just such a cool form of art and expression, and I've always really been into art, and I always really loved photography, but I never really explored it so much to realize that I love videography too. So I'm hoping to start releasing some more poetic videos maybe in the coming year, and some stuff like Anya on Anya Cares. I'm not sure if you guys watch her at all. She's really cool though, and she releases some really beautiful videography with some poems that she does, and I'm just like, oh, that's so awesome. Your favorite job would be a film director. Yeah, no, I never realized how much I now want to be a director, for like how cool it is to just put it all together. There's so much to it that you don't realize until you get into it. The visuals, the script, the music that goes with it is just like so impactful, but when you're just receiving it, you're just like kind of expecting it to be good. As an audience, you only realize it's crap when it's crap. and what makes it crap? When the good qualities aren't there. But figuring out what they are when you haven't gone to like school or anything is kind of hard. And I haven't gone to school for any of the stuff I've done. I've just sort of figured it out as I went. I can't remember. Have you guys been subscribed for about a year now? You might have seen some of my old editing. Sorry. So film score, make and break a film. Yeah, no, exactly, right? It's just like, I feel like I've broken some of my videos, let's say that, with some of my lessons that I've learned the hard way. Oh my god, like, what did I do? My elections video, which I regret a lot. The editing in that one, and it also is my second most viewed video too. Brutal. I got a lot of insult and like hate on the fact that the editing was terrible. And it really was. Like, people weren't just, I mean, they were being dicks about how they were saying it, yes, but they weren't just being jerks. The editing was really bad. And it taught me, review your videos before you put them public. That's like a #1 rule. You should always make sure that it went on properly, because YouTube like really messes with your editing sometimes and things get all messed up, which is what happened with that video. And this is going to be a funny one for you guys. So I've been learning jump cutting, literally trial error, like just figuring it out. I think it looks good when you do it right, but it looks so bad when you do it wrong. And I did it wrong for a while. I thought jump cutting was taking out every breath that you made. Yeah, feel free to laugh now. Because some of my videos were a little bit like, there's something that just doesn't feel right about this. I mean, she's making a good point, and like, she sounds like she's good at presentation, but there's just something off about this video. What's off is that I have no breaths in it at all. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So, you know, good message, but editing, it's half of the presentation. It's kind of frustrating when you think about the number of people that they go viral almost instantly because, well, either they had some kind of access to getting themselves on a site, or they had really good videography and stuff from going to school and learning about it. And it's just like, jealous. But, you know, it's things you can learn on your own. It just takes time. So do you guys have any more questions about ALifeLearned, or maybe any video ideas that you guys might like to see in the future? I see we have 3 people watching right now. Thank you to everybody who's watched, by the way. If you guys weren't here, this would kind of be pointless. So, yeah, I appreciate that you're here. Oh, I just lost the conversation. Oh, there it is. Unprepared, no worries. See, I feel the same. I'm pretty much unprepared because I had a list of questions and then I lost it. But, still learning, you know, it's hence ALifeLearned. Trial and error. I really believe in that in terms of, yay, new person, welcome, thank you so much for watching. In terms of my channel, I really believe in the idea of sort of trial and error. I did my first video, if anyone's watched it, on how to start new things. I figured it, you know, made sense because it was my first video. I was trying a new thing. And I believe in a lot of things I said in that video, where I was just like, sometimes you don't know, and sometimes you don't necessarily have people you can ask, but, oh, there's all these little tips popping up, it keeps distracting me. But you can always, I mean, we live in a lovely world of the internet, where, or the libraries, or like resources, you can always go look for information somewhere. And sometimes that even means, you know, asking people who have been there, who you don't necessarily know, just like, you know, asking a librarian what it's like to be a librarian sort of thing, deciding what job you want to do. In the same sense, you can do that with anything. And then I just really believe in trial and error. Just go out and try it from what you've researched. Because, and I mean, it's such a shame that we're all so afraid to fail, to mess up. To be judged for messing up, for not being perfect the first time. Nobody's perfect the first time. I wish so many more people realized that and just like went out and tried things. I feel like a lot more would happen in the world if we weren't so afraid of everyone just being like, oh, you a loser because you messed up on your first try. Of course I did, jerk. You know, judgmental trolls, they exist in the world. Boo. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked out if you have a channel, The Duke. Do you? Or does anyone here have a channel? a topic. Not sure if you would cover it in the future, but you could talk about dyslexia. Oh, that's an idea. That's not one I ever thought of. No, you don't have a channel? Okay, I was just going to say if you maybe had experienced trolling before, but I guess there's other opportunities on the internet to experience trolling. They're not nice, was the point. But thank you for that that idea on doing a video on dyslexia. That's not something I had ever thought of before, so I'm going to write that on my list. I actually, believe it or not, I do have a list. Oop, it's not in the front, but it's around here somewhere. I have like a whole folder of paperwork from old scripts and, oh, old lists. No, that's not the list. It's around here somewhere. I have a list of, oh, requests. Here it is. I found it. Requests. Oh, can you see? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. So, and like some of them I've done and I forgot to mark off. Some of them are like really, really hard subjects that I'm just like, I don't even know where to start with that. And then I'm always battling my mental health. So I sort of jump around the list in terms of what I'm able to do. But I write down every single request that someone makes or idea that someone mentions so that I can try and bring it up later. So I will put dyslexia on that. Thank you so much for that again. There's so many, like, God, I wish there was an easier way to get a hold of bigger YouTubers, because one subject that I've wanted to do for a while is to talk about the issues of trans people accessing OHIP, or the Ontario Health Program, to get assistance with their various different hormone treatments and stuff. And there's some forms of access, but it's very difficult. Like many things in the public system, it's really backed up. And I really wanted to work with, I can't remember her last name, but Steph is a really cool trans YouTuber that I follow a lot, and she actually does these live chats all the time. She's the one who encouraged me to, just through watching her, I got the encouragement to start this, because she just goes on here and like sits and does her makeup while chatting with people all the time. Like every day she's always live chatting. And so I was just like, I should probably do that. People probably like to like chat. Excuse me. And I enjoyed that, you know, as a way to connect, but I've emailed her a couple of times trying to see if she'll work with me on this subject, and she hasn't got back to me. I guess maybe it's not her subject, her type of thing, I don't know, or maybe she doesn't get the email because she gets contacted a lot. It's hard to contact big YouTubers is the point. Sad. But she's only in Toronto, so I'm like, that's only 2 hours for me. We could work together. Maybe one day. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's one of those things where I look at other YouTubers that I have worked with that have grown a lot since we worked together, and I'm just like, well, at least you still talk to me. Other big YouTubers don't talk to me anymore. Or they never did. But I have had the awesome experience of interacting with Rob Dyke, which was really nice. He's a cool guy. Very busy, so half the time he doesn't get any of my messages or notifications these days. But he was really kind when I participated in his competition last year, which I noticed he just didn't do this year, which I thought was interesting. But it was an interesting experience. Met people, and ended up doing a video in response to getting in an argument with him on Twitter. And I kind of love that video, to be honest. It wasn't the greatest put together, but at the same time, it's a good one. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly advise going and checking out my video about why abusers deserve empathy. I discuss the concept of evil and whether it exists, and this is all because I randomly came across a tweet just before Christmas that Rob made about being something about being, oh yeah, did you? Yeah, being disgusted with abusers or something. And I had a conversation with him that, you know, Twitter, it's awful. It's like terrible trying to have a decent conversation about intellectual things on there. So made a video and then got all kinds of subs from it. It was a good experience. And he was so supportive. For someone who has 2 million subs, like he actually participated on the, whatchamacallit, the thread of the video, which I thought was really decent and awesome of him. And he follows me on Twitter, so yay! Do you guys have any big YouTubers that you like to follow, that you feel like maybe shares similar ideas or cool ideas like I do? I'm always up to learning about new YouTubers. it's funny, the more I subscribe to, the more I'm like, oh, I don't keep up with them anymore, but I still want to subscribe to them, they're awesome. Oh, but I don't keep up with them anymore. It's hard to keep up with so many channels. So in that sense, thank you guys so much for still watching my stuff. I realize that, you know, it's easy for a channel to get buried. You have one, but I might not like it. Well, go for it. I'd love to hear it anyways. I will be honest, but you know, we all have our opinions. I'm not going to judge. I'm curious. Now you got me super curious. I'm gonna have to learn more about this. I see that you can have guests where you like do a video with a person. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, and I can welcome you guys to join me in one of these. That'll be fun. I'd like that. Oh, there's a notification. Sure, if you want, you can go ahead and link it. I'm curious. What's their name? Is my first question. I might have heard of them. Well, I will copy the link and find out. Oh, come on, YouTube, do the thing. Oh, grade A under A. Why would I not be happy about that? He's the greatest. He's so awesome. Like, dude has so many awesome points. Loved his video when someone ended up calling him a drama queen. So people were getting really dramatic and making a lot of videos about YouTube being dramatic and blah, blah, blah. There was a trend with Markiplier starting that everyone was talking about, oh, YouTube these days. And someone called grade A under a drama queen, and he was just like, oh, hells no. Not having that. And he made a video where he was just like, I usually don't respond to stuff like this, but no, you are not associating this crap with me. I love him. He's great. Yes, no, he's awesome. And the fact that he uses just simple Movie Maker to make his stuff, it's just like, he's proof that it's what you're saying, not so much how it looks. Hello, is that Irfan? I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong, but welcome. Thank you so much for watching. We are discussing my YouTube channel here. If you haven't seen it, it's just YouTube/ALifeLearned. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any, or join the conversation. Anything you'd like at all. I'm here for random questions and just chats, basically. This is the first live chat I've ever done, so I'm a little bit clueless. But, I mean, that's sort of the fun of it, right? Smashing and crashing and then figuring it out after. Exactly. As they say, YOLO, or whatever. I don't really do stuff like that, but the idea is there. Well, anyways, thank you so much for participating. The Duke, you're basically the only one who's chatting with me right now, and I appreciate it so much because I'd otherwise just be talking to myself. And I don't really know what to say or what I'd get into. This would probably get really weird if I wasn't having somebody to talk to. So thank you. Can you think of another YouTuber that you follow that talks about similar things? Well, I appreciate, despite you being shy, that you're chatting. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, everybody, let's chat. let's do the thing where we chat. Okay, well, hold on. If you'll bear with me for 1 second, I'm gonna share that it's happening. Okay, wait, no. I'm gonna try. I'm not very good at interneting in multiple places at once. But I'm gonna try to share on Facebook that it's happening, because I don't think it's shared there. I think it auto-shared on Twitter, but I don't think it auto-shared on Facebook. No, it didn't. Okay, so I'll share the link now and maybe get more people. 1 second. Okay. Let's chat, people, please. Okay. Hopefully people on Facebook know now. I find it interesting, Facebook was, in terms of my followers, was growing faster at first. And then my Twitter was followers were growing faster, and I'm not really sure why, but just what happened. Oh, right, actually, you know what, I do know why. I'm being silly. It was because of that chat with Rob. It ended up getting me on Twitter more and chatting on Twitter more, and when you interact more. Hello, welcome! And today we're talking about ALifeLearned. Please feel free to join in on the chat. Currently, I've just been chatting with the Duke, and though he is absolutely lovely, he admitted that he's shy, so we would love for someone else to join in. Feel free to ask whatever you'd like. I'm just sitting here anxious and sweating. This is the first live chat I've ever done, so a little bit nervous. Just a little bit. I have anxiety, but you know, I cope. I try. Okay, so I shared it on Twitter, and I shared it on the Facebooks, and I'm not sure what else to talk about. Yay, live chats! Oh, gosh. I feel so, like, shy myself, and I'm the host. That's a little silly, isn't it? Yeah. It's funny, I can become really antisocial at times. You'd think that, you know, someone who can put themselves out on the internet like that, like, oh, you must be so brave and so social and capable. Ha, no. In some situations, I am like the most removed person. I will not make eye contact, and I will just like try to pretend that I am part of the wall because I can get so anxious. But I did therapy today, funny thing. Ooh, my favorite YouTuber. Oh, that's a hard question. Okay, well, biased opinion. Thank you very much for that question, by the way, Matt. My favorite YouTuber is actually my best friend YouTuber, so I don't know if that counts, Nat Lopez. But aside from best friends, let's think about, yeah, I agree, it's an awesome question. I'm trying to think, who do I like that I'm not just biased to because they're my best friend? Ooh, Vlog Brothers and Crash Course and like everything about that they're just amazing. They're so cool. So much education there, so much compassion, so much like open-mindedness. For the most part, John can be a little bit of a knob sometimes, but for the most part, they're really, really awesome. I love the Vlog Brothers. They'll always be like a #1 for me. And then, you know, just as a generic YouTuber, because I like humor, Jenna Marbles. She's hilarious. She's just always been hilarious. But in terms of like content and stuff, ooh, I really like D-News as well. They have a lot of really good stuff talking about just education, and I've always liked the Discovery Channel as something to watch. I'm into documentaries and stuff, and so I really like their stuff. Who else? For mental health, Katie Morton is really awesome, although I haven't watched her in a long time, but she's like, just her inflection and the way that she talks on camera is really compassionate and like sweet. So I really enjoy her for a lot of reasons, mental health wise. Boogie's awesome. He's the greatest. As the Duke and I were just discussing, grade A under A. Great guy. Who else? There's so many good ones. The Joy of Painting. Oh, yeah. Do you mean in terms of like the paintings that I've posted with my Hangouts? Is that what you're referring to? Yeah? I think that's what you mean, right? I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. Yeah, isn't Katie lovely? I think she's actually live right now, too. Oh, the link that you sent me. Did you send me a link? My brain is blanking right now. I'm sorry. I have, like, PTSD moment. But I am a big fan. Well, if you can't tell by my background, like, I've always been an art fan. It's kind of accidentally been amalgamated into a part of my personality because I've been told since I was a child that I'm really good at art, so I just did it. And then I really attached to art history, loved Picasso ever since I was little, and then just sort of moved on to loving Van Gogh because he's amazing. And then I thought, in terms of loving art and the fact, well, actually, it was coincidental, the whole mental health thing with Van Gogh, but I really love Starry Night. It's like my favorite painting, like, ever. So that's why I have it in my background as my main thing. Oh, yeah! I remember this! Oh my god! Thank you for reminding me. Yes, yes, thank you. Oh my god, that was the greatest. Bob Ross is the best though, isn't he? He's just like, these lovely mountains and these lovely hills, and his history is so interesting though, like that he was in the military and he was like a sergeant or whatever, and he was just like, I'm done with that world, I'm gonna go be a gentle little happy person with happy trees. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I love him. I'm subscribed to his channel, just cause like, it's Bob Ross, why not? Randomly watch his stuff. Hello, Tobias. Thank you so much for joining. It's awesome that you're watching. I'm so happy to be talking with you guys. I'm like all sweaty and anxious, but I'm also really, really happy that you're here. Please feel free to ask any questions at all that you'd like. Something I'm finding really interesting about YouNow is when I first came on, I was just like, what's with, hi! What's with all these numbers? Oh, thank you for becoming a fan. I really appreciate that. When I first got onto YouNow, what I was trying to say is I was really confused by the number that comes before your name, and I was just like, how do I get rid of that? I didn't put a 2 in my name. I like get the, and I kept trying to change the settings, and I was like, why can't I take the 2 out? And then the 2 changed to a 3, and I was like, and then I like did a little, looking around and was like, oh, that means how, like ratings. Okay, I can put 2 and 2 together. What kind of music do I listen to? Thank you so much for that, Matt. That's a good question as well. I'm actually like all over the place. I can get really generic and just listen to whatever's popular on the radio sometimes. I like to go dancing to the like whatever's hip. But I also, I don't know, I like all kinds of stuff. I really like indie music. So the sounds that can range within indie is pretty wide. Where do you start? I like electronica. I love, so like, what's the band that I'm trying to think of? Apocalyptica is an awesome band for electronica. I also like, from my angry childhood, I like Linkin Park and stuff like that, which I still listen to sometimes. I'm not as angry anymore, so I don't listen to them quite as much. But I also, gosh, I'm all like over the place. You make me want to look up my music player so I can be more specific and not forget like the best artists. Well, I can get really generic, like I said, so Lady Gaga and Rihanna and all that jazz, what's on the radio. But who's a good one? Who did Kitchen Sink? My brain's not braining. But the song Kitchen Sink, whatever band that was. Come on, brain. Be a brain. Find it. Nope, it's not happening. Ooh, The Neighborhood is a really good band too, though. Oh, 21 Pilots. Yay, I remembered / saw it. Oh, there's so many good bands. Halsey is a really, she's got some really good music. Yeah, I do find music is really helpful for my depression at times. Yeah, Linkin Park when I'm depressed is my thing. I have 2 types of depression. There's like, I'm feeling really low, but I'm kind of angry, and then I'm feeling really low, and then I'm just like in a pit of endless hell that just keeps going down. Those ones, I have sad music, but Linkin Park is for the angry, depressed, and I agree. I have actually like a feels playlist that I'll play when I'm down. And Banks, if you've never heard of Banks, I just highly suggest looking the word capitals, BANKS, on YouTube. You will find some heavy but really good music by her for when you're feeling down, and it just like really makes you feel the feels, and it can be good to do that. Don't dwell in it. Don't get yourself stuck there, but letting yourself feel the feelings so that you can move through them instead of like being all stuck up in them is a good idea. And so music can be great for that. I completely agree. And in that sense, Imogen, is that how you say Imogen? Imogen Heap? Yeah, Imogen Heap. They're good for that as well. But that's more like, I guess, just personal stuff to me because of the lyrics and the way they relate to my abuse. So it's to each their own, but Halsey, if you haven't heard of her, she's got some really good music too. I'd suggest looking her up. Her song Colors is super awesome for just anyone who's been through stuff with a person. So yeah, good music for sure. I'd like to ask you guys actually, what are your favorite artists? What are your favorite musicians? Please do share. I'm super curious. Do you have a favorite? Because like, as you can tell, I have a hard time picking one. I'm kind of all over the place. Thoughts? Anyone? Ooh, yes, please do check her out. Do you have a cool version of Colors? Yeah, there's some really good remixes of them. Someone actually posted a meme of the chorus of Colors because it's just so sweet where she talks about I was red and you were blue, and then you touched me and I was purple, and you decided purple wasn't good enough for you. Ooh, Metallica. Yeah, they've got some pretty good stuff too, I agree. I really like, what's that song? I wanted to learn it on the guitar. I sort of play the guitar. Not a ton, but sort of. I know the notes. One. The song One by Metallica. So cool. I want to learn that on the guitar one day. But anyways, I saw those lyrics by Halsey on a meme somewhere, and I was just like, this is actually a song, and the person didn't actually know. So I got to like share some of her music with someone. Yay! Do you guys have any other favorite bands? Or, I mean, just, I guess, music genres in general. Sometimes, like, I understand it's hard to pick a band. Everybody's great. I can even be bad for not remembering the band name. I just like the song, and I can remember the lyric, like, word for word, but I can't remember who did it, which is funny. Ooh, AC/DC. Yeah. So you're clearly into, like, 80s stuff for sure. I can understand that, Matt. They've got some, like, that's where everything came from, right? Like, the classics built up what the music industry is today. I really do believe that. At the same time, a lot of music, I bet you can. Anybody could talk music for hours. I mean, music is awesome. It's so much a part of like who we are, in my opinion. It's expression, right? Ooh, Link. Do you think you have strange taste in music? Let's see. Oliver, Shanti, and Friends. Who can... I can't pronounce that. Something garden. It sounds very tranquil, though. That sounds like something that I would listen to for, like, meditation, which is a really good thing to have in your life. Yeah, no, that's really sweet. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm actually going to tag that because every morning now, I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned a while ago, part of a series that I actually deleted. Funny story that I'll share with you in a second, but I'm part of a PTSD study, and so I do breathing exercises every morning as a part of that, and that would be a lovely thing to listen to while doing that. So thank you so much for sharing that, Duke. But to share this story with you guys about that series that I deleted. So I thought it would be really fun and really just nice to anyone who has PTSD to share what it's like to go through a study for PTSD and to share whatever I learned from it. So I did 3 or 4 videos, I can't remember, and on the 4th or 5th day, they suddenly informed us that they wanted us to sign paperwork saying that we weren't going to share or teach any of the information that they told us to anyone. And I was just like, I've already done that. But okay. So I just deleted the videos at that point and decided that I would do a summary video discussing what it was like for me. It kind of really upset me when they did that because the work has been pretty revolutionary for me, and I really, like, my channel's about sharing what I'm going through with other people, and so for them to be like, yeah, no, we're gonna, like, no, this is our way of making money, so you just can't, it was upsetting. Ooh, some good names. So let's see, Halsey, Malini, Mark, oh, I've never heard of that one, Nick Johnson, Beethoven, now that's, yes, Bach, yes, AC/DC, Limp Bizkit, yes, Sia, oh my god, yes. Brothers Bright, ooh, I hadn't heard of that one. Stabilo? Oh, hi Angie, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it's been a good day so far. How's your day been? Thank you so much for that list, Tobias. I'm actually going to copy it right now, and all the ones that I'm not familiar with, I'm going to look up. Ooh, Imagine Dragons, though. Yes, I wish I had have mentioned them. I feel, see, here's the guilt in not mentioning a band that I thought was awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I'll copy that one down instead. Melanie Martinez. Oh, okay, I've heard of that one before. All awesome artists. Andy, do you mind sharing what your favorite artists are? We're talking about our favorite musicians right now because why not? I'm just going to copy down all of the awesome ones that Tobias shared because they're awesome. Thank you so much for that. Welcome, Alan. Thank you so much for joining. Today we're talking, well, we originally were talking about ALifeLearned. Now we're talking about our favorite musicians. Did you want to share what your favorite musician was? This is honestly the first live chat I've ever done, so sort of figuring it out as I go. It's an interesting thing. The thing I'm enjoying about this the most, if you guys, I don't know if you'll agree or not, but this feels so much like 90s chat rooms. I mean, I might a little different in that I'm on a video, but ooh, okay. Your favorites is Squirrel Nut Zippers. I've never heard of that, Angie. I'm gonna have to look that up. Thank you for sharing that. What type of like music do they play? I'm curious. Another good band is Breaking Benjamin. Oh, I've never. No, wait. I feel like I've heard about them. Are they rock or am I just like completely off? Angie says it's a big band that meets jazz. Yes, Breaking Benjamin, Tobias says. So some people seem to know what it is, but I'm feeling a little bit clueless. I'm gonna have to look that one up as well. I mean, it sounds familiar, but my brain is not braining right now. You know, PTSD and such. Anyway, what I was rambling on about is I just find it funny that this little chat feed is kind of like 90s chat rooms. I don't know if you guys remember being and enjoying that ridiculousness of MSN chat rooms, but just like feed. There'd be like rooms of 20 people and rooms of 4 people. I'd always look for the small rooms so that I could actually get a word in edgewise. Oh, 90s chat rooms. But anyway, those are some awesome bands. I did not anticipate that I would be getting some awesome music in this conversation. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Oh, it's a rock band, is it? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, yeah, that sounds like rock. Now I feel the need. I'm going to be looking. I'm like, Breaking Benjamin. I feel like I know that band. I'm sure as soon as I look it up, I'm just going to be like, oh yeah! Ashes of Eden. Angels Fall. It's still not clicking. I'm sure if I heard it. I'll listen to it later when I'm not chatting with you guys. Oh, I lost the window. Where'd it go? I'm so good at this. There we go. Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Angie. Maybe we'll get some more people chatting. We have 6 people watching so far. Thank you guys so much, by the way. I really appreciate that you're all watching. I'd be talking to myself otherwise. So, you guys are super duper awesome. So many fans. You make me feel so special. So, I'm just curious, does anybody who's just joined recently want to ask any questions about ALifeLearned? We've recently, I was talking with the Duke and Matt, and I believe, who else were we chatting with? I feel like we were chatting with someone else before, weren't we? No? Is my brain being silly? Well, anyways, we were just talking about the various different ways that I started my channel. We talked about why I chose ALifeLearned, which is basically because it's about things I'm learning in life. That's why it's called that. Do you guys have any questions related to the channel, or maybe even video suggestions, anything at all? Basically just here to like chat and talk. Ooh, okay, it says 1 guest. How do you do this? How do you do the thing? Oh, no, it says 0 guests. I'm learning slowly but surely. But mostly slowly. Well, if anybody knows how to actually do the guest thing, we'll try to figure that out. Work in progress. Ooh, 2 questions. Who inspires you? Lots of people. Bill Nye the Science Guy, for one, cause he's awesome. Leonardo DiCaprio's being pretty awesome lately with his environmental pushes. But I honestly just like sort of take it from anyone and everyone that I interact with. So Angie has inspired me quite a bit. Nat's inspired me. Recently was talking about another YouTuber. I just participated in a video that I'm going to be sharing later. Well, of course, Angie, you've been such a big part of my life the last year. I appreciate you so much. We do live hangouts for you guys that aren't aware, and she's just awesome in them. She's so supportive. But there's been some other YouTubers like Anya and Brain not braining. That's just going to become a quote from me now. Brain is not braining. Kathy, yes. Okay, Brain did the brain thing. Kathy's another YouTuber that I've recently been interacting with, and before the flood 2016 4th, yes, I posted that on all my threads that I could. Tumblr, woo, here's a good story for you guys. Tumblr took my account down for posting it. Can you believe that? I didn't reshare it because I was like, I ain't gonna risk this, but like, they removed my account for sharing it. I'm like, I didn't steal it. I didn't post it to my account or anything. I know, right? They removed... I was just like, guys, you terminated my account. Why? And they were just like, oops, sorry, error fixed. And then I went to look, and it was gone. Yeah, I know. I was just like, what the hell? But anyway, yeah, so I take inspiration from basically anyone that I interact with because I feel that everyone has something to offer. Little things. So like what I was just saying is Kathy has inspired me to do better self-care because she's been doing a good job with self-care. So I've just kind of like latched onto that and been like, she's doing it, I should do it too, sort of thing. The next question was, what's your favorite thing about making content on YouTube? Helping people, for sure. Getting people saying that they actually genuinely learned something or felt relieved or felt like they had some kind of assistance in their healing journey. That's definitely number one for me. Like, I felt so alone in a lot of what I've been going through before starting my channel that I've just, it's really gives me purpose to go on. Because, I mean, I started it to want to help people, right? So to get people commenting that I actually am helping them, just like gives me little happy chills. It's really, I mean, I want my life to be about helping people. I've always sort of, not necessarily in a healthy way, been about other people. I grew up getting feedback from other people, determining how I felt about myself a lot off of other people. I'm working on those boundaries and improving that. Yeah, that warm fuzzy feeling inside. And I'm working on having like my own sense of self and not depending so much on other people. This is a PTSD thing, complex PTSD specifically, but with that, sort of structuring a lot of who I am as I was growing up. I cannot exist in a selfish fashion where I'm doing things just for me. It's one of the reasons I suck at relaxing. It's one of the reasons I have really bad anxiety, and one of my big mental health things is trying to take a chill pill, which I'm bad at, because I'm just so much like, this can only have purpose if it's for more than just me. If it's for other people too. If I'm helping others, if I'm contributing to other people's lives somehow, and the world, and like the future, and it's not just about me. It just feels so empty to be just about me. And that's not necessarily healthy. I know that. I'm learning that in therapy, that I should have some of my own self-care things, and like, I should have some me time. But it's really hard for me. So with that being like a fundamental part of who I am, it gives me huge feedback and awesome feelings to know that I'm helping other people, and that is definitely the best part about my channel. And then there's just like meeting you awesome people as well. I mean, you guys are just so cool, and I never would have thought that, like, for example, I would consider Nat and Angie to be like genuinely good friends of mine. I know them, I trust them, I would tell them things that, no offense, I might not tell other people in my audience just because I've talked to them so much. And, oh, you're awesome too, Matt, thank you. But I was just going on, like, because of those hangouts I've done with Nat and Angie, I've connected with them in a way, well, and Jackie too, that never expected. And I'm hoping that'll start developing with one of our new members, Chris, who's going to be starting to join in with us soon. It's just such an awesome connection that I never expected. I got on here just being like, I want to help people. Let's do something with my life because I can't work right now. And I've built these awesome friendships. It's been such a thing that I really appreciate and didn't expect. And I feel super lucky for it. And then there's meeting you awesome people, Duke and Matt. You guys are so cool. And like some of the comments you leave on my videos, when I'm having a really bad day, you guys make my day okay. Like seriously, when I'm just like super self-loathing, I hate everything about myself, I'm finding so many things wrong with me, and I'm sure you guys know how easy that can be for yourself. Reading comments that you guys enjoy my content, that you find value in it, or what have you, or even just participating and chatting with me about what I'm talking about in my videos, it brings me out of my awful depressions, and it gives me purpose, like I was saying. So, excuse me, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being you and for participating on my channel. I appreciate it quite a bit. I really do. Yeah, being on assistance and or disability, not being able to contribute your mind to a constant task. Well, thank you. But yeah, not being able to put your mind to something consistently like people do at work, it can drive you crazy. People in the world have this concept that everyone or a lot of people are inherently lazy, and if they were allowed to just sit on their butt and do nothing, they would. But I've really experienced that's not true. And I mean, I know not everyone's like me, but I've even seen it in people that you would think are lazy. You get bored when you don't have anything to do, and it drives you nuts. You want to contribute, you want to do something, you want to feel like you have purpose in life, and sitting on your butt does not give you purpose. So, in that sense, creating this channel and then meeting all you guys has really kept my life going in this super lag that I've been experiencing with all my court crap and everything. So, you guys are awesome, just so you know. I really, really like you. And I appreciate that you're chatting with me today as well. I think I'm probably going to go for another 10 minutes or so, just because I've actually been having a lot of nausea related with my anxiety lately. It's been a bit of a bitch, but so I don't want to push myself too hard. At the same time, I haven't actually been nauseous at all during this conversation. I guess you guys have just been keeping me so happy. So thank you. I can't thank you enough. I always say that in like some of my videos, and then I'm re-editing. You have to look at your face so many times as a YouTuber editing your videos, and I'm just like, that seems so ingenuine, but I really did mean it. But yeah, I don't know. You guys mean more to me than I think might be expected from just another person on the internet. You help my life keep going. And I never really expected how much of a community YouTube would be. So I've appreciated learning that, and you guys have helped teach me that in a sense. So thank you. Any more questions or thoughts or ideas about YouTube or ALifeLearned or what have you? I'm all like, ooh, I got 64 likes. You guys make me feel so awesome. So awesome. You guys are the best. I'm still trying to figure this all out though. It's like, add a tag. And so I was like, okay, ALifeLearned. And then it just wouldn't show up. And I was like, ALifeLearned? And then it worked. And I was like, can you not multiple tag it? I'm so clueless to this. I'm sure I'll do a better job next time. I hope. Fingers crossed. I want to try to figure out how to connect it with my channel. I thought it would broadcast, but it doesn't seem to be. So, work in progress. In the meantime, I don't know if I mentioned this in past videos, but it's something worth chatting about. One of the reasons I actually started my channel, ooh, here's a question. When you think of doing another live set, when am I thinking of it? That's a good question. You know, maybe we could just make this like an every couple of weeks thing. It is broadcasting on my channel? Well, there goes, see what I know. I feel so silly clueless with this, but okay, at least somebody knows what's going on. Thanks, Tobias. But anyway, I don't know, I'm really enjoying this, but I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. I really like the idea of making this a regular thing, though. So I'm thinking, why don't we do it every second Friday? I really like that idea. You know, give or take sickness or weather. Does weather matter when you're not in the weather? You know, give or take whatever happens. I'm going to say the next time will be on the 18th is when I plan on doing the next one. Oh, look, it's live chatting. Okay. I really like the idea of making this a regular. Close it. We don't need feedback. Anyways, thank you, Duke. That was awesome. I appreciate that. I'll figure out what I'm doing next time. I swear. I promise. And so to answer your questions, no problem at all. I really appreciate that you shared that link with me. Next time, next live chat, seeing as you asked, will be the 18th of November. Wait, I should check my schedule. I always do this. I'm like, no, make sure you don't have any appointments that day or anything, doctor going on. Okay, nope, no appointments. We're good. Okay. So, yeah, November 18th, 4 p.m. I don't see why not. This seemed like a good time. I really appreciate everyone who participated today. Blah, blah. You guys are awesome. Gotta go eat lunch. Oh, thanks. Well, thank you so much for participating, Angie. I really appreciate that you were here. And I'll chat with you in private sometime soon-ish with Nat or something. Have a good day. But anyways, yeah. Next live chat will definitely be the 18th. Just to finish up the last idea I was chatting about, and then I'm gonna finish up the chat. But bye, Angie. The reason I started the channel was because I do want to help people, but in a sense, I want to sort of turn that into a career by becoming a speaker, by sharing myself abroad. And that doesn't necessarily mean in different countries, but just like speaking in different situations and for different causes, because I talk about more than just one subject. And encouraging people, particularly, because this can go across a lot of subjects, to be the change that they want to see in the world. Because seeing someone doing it really helps you feel encouraged to do it. And boy, does it really knock you down to not see people doing it. So, you know, I want to be part of that little crowd that's growing of people who are being the change and who are trying really hard to share those ideas. And being that I get so much feedback and positivity and I'm all about learning, I figure why not try to make that into a career somehow, and then at the same time keep my content free on YouTube and learn presentation through YouTube first. I have no idea how to become a speaker, by the way. That's such a process that they don't just like, there's no like step-by-step, this is how you do it, unless you were like kind of thrust into it by something. Like some girls who come out of, or guys who come out of really bad situations just are automatically, like people start attaching to them as speakers because they've been through stuff and they're in the media about the trauma they went through. For the most part, my trauma isn't known about, thank God, in the media, because I just don't want to deal with that stress right now. And so, you know, it's not just like an automatic thing where people are coming to me to be like, hey, speak about this subject, speak about what you've been through, or speak about this thing you know about. So there's a lot more work to it when you're starting yourself. But it's really just like, you know, pick somewhere and go. So that's sort of how I'm approaching it. And my somewhere was YouTube, because I basically can't actually work right now, as I've talked about before with my mental health and stuff. So I'm trying to like build myself up so that once I can, once I feel like I got myself back together to be able to work, I will be able to start creating a career where I'm helping people for a living. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Although, like, one of the main things I want to try, which this sounds impossible, I know, is to somehow create a way to both make a career off of it while also allowing people to access it if they can't pay for what I'm sharing. Hence the YouTube channel, I guess, because I really hate the idea of pay gates and how it prevents the impoverished from advancing and learning and living life. It's just, I live it right now, so it's frustrating. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm doing with my channel right now, and work in progress. As always, that's life. A life learned, right? Either way, thank you guys so much for joining me in this chat. I really appreciate it. Angie, the Duke, Tobias, Matt, Did anybody else join us? Anyone else who I may have forgotten? Thank you guys so much. You guys definitely made this chat what it is today, and I do hope that you had a good time. Yeah, it was a really nice time talking with you too, Duke. I really had a good time with it, and I hope that you'll join me again on the 18th at 4 p.m. or whatever time that is for you, I guess 8 p.m. in the UK, and we can chat again, and it can be more random. I don't know, maybe I'll come up with a subject, maybe I'll do a little bit more organization, or we can just chat about life. Either way, I find it fun to chat with you guys, so thank you so much again for joining me, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, thank you so much, Tobias. Take care. Bye, guys!